Hi, I'm Beth Crow, and I am an admin of the Facebook group Teach Me to Color. Um, this is where we help you learn how to use your image editing software. We can help you with PicMonkey, PaintShop Pro, Affinity Photo, Photoshop Elements, and many other image editing programs. Um, Anyone is welcome to join, and it is free for everyone. Now, let me close this. Now, today I wanted to show you how I made this scrapbooking page. It's a digital scrapbook using PicMonkey. And I am fairly new to scrapbooking, so my designs may not be the best, but I am teaching myself how to do this with the help of a bunch of wonderful people. Um, This one is my husband's great aunt, and we call her Madeline. And this is a photo that I have of her. The original photo was black and white, and I colorized it using Photoshop. Um, but let me close this, and we'll start with a fresh. And I'm not going to save it because I have already saved it. So when you first get into PicMonkey, it's going to look at your timeline on Facebook and pick up photos that you have posted, which I post a ton. And here you can see some of the pages that I've made with Photoshop. So this is my 5th page. So as I said, I have just started doing this, and hopefully they're getting better as I go along. This one's pretty busy and messed up, but this was my most recent one. So when you get into PicMonkey, you will want to upload a photo, or you can choose one from your timeline, and I'm going to upload a photo. So what I want to do is start with a blank scrapbooking page, and you can download all kinds of stuff on the internet. This one that I'm going to use for the beginning is actually from a website called shabbyprincess.com, and they have a collection called, as soon as I find it, Express Yourself. And then when you download that, it comes in a zip, and you'll have to unzip it. And I do recommend from the very beginning that you organize everything, because you can quickly download a bunch of stuff. And so far, I haven't paid a penny for anything. I have just been going to different websites and downloading their free kits. So we're going to go into the background folder. And the photo I'm going to open is this one. It is background 6. And you have to start with something. You can't start with a new file like you would in Photoshop, or a new blank image. You can't do that. You have to start with something. So a background page, paper, excuse me, is perfect. This is 12 by 12. It's the size you need. And it's a good color to begin with on this one. And you can, like I said, download just tons of papers. So now what I want to do, and we're going to do this a lot, is use the overlays, which is this little butterfly, and I'm going to add my own from my computer. Now for my second page, I'm going to use BG1. And I don't know why. It should be 12 by 12, but it doesn't load that way. I don't know why it does that. So I'm just going to resize it. If I can get a hold of it, move that thing out of the way. Just going to resize it to fit this page. I have no idea why it won't load it the correct size. It really should. Okay. Now that I have that on there, what I did was I faded that to 50% to help it blend in with the page behind. And then I went to the eraser, and I got the largest, well, and I lost it. Here's a good time to show you. On the layers palette, to get back to that, you can just click on that layer. Go back to the eraser tab. I want my eraser size to be 100 and I want my hardness to be 0, and I just started erasing. Now this works just like a mask, so there's no worries if you erase too much. It's fine, you can bring it right back. And I just kind of did like a sort of a C shape here, and here I want to add a little bit back. I go back to this brush, and that will bring back what I've erased. And then I'm going to go back to the eraser and feather that out a little bit. I kind of like blending these pages together this way. Okay, so now I have that page. Next, and I'm going to close that. Next, I'm going to add from my computer, go back to the Express Yourself collection and go into Elements, and I used paperclip number 4, and I'm just going to move that over to the side for a minute, and then from the Sweet Serenity collection, which was also on Shabby Princess, I used the gold butterfly stamp. I'm going to go ahead and size that down a little bit there and just put that over to the side for a minute. Close that. And then another one. Now this one was from mymemories.com, and it's Elizabeth's Market Cross. It's the Gold Rush. Oh, I went back too far, didn't I? The Gold Rush overlay set. And I'm going to put links. I will put links in the description to get to these. My computer will cooperate. This was EMC Gold Rush frames, and I used, let me find my notes, I used the gold floral number 2. So that was this one. Again, I don't know why it won't come out full size. So I'm going to resize that to fit. Now this, I faded it to 51%. And I also flipped it horizontally and I flipped it vertically because I wanted that flower down here in the bottom corner instead of in the upper left. I wanted it in the bottom right. And then we'll close that. And then I believe I have one more thing to add, and that would be the photo. So my computer, and I'm going to go into my genealogy, photos, Madeline, and I'm going to pick the picture that I colorized of Madeline. I'm going to resize it, and I know that this photo is not going to come out exactly the way my other one did, but there you go. Now you can see on my layers palette, if I want to get to any specific one, you can click on it. But see there, I clicked on it. I thought I was clicking on the paper clip, and I actually clicked on something else. So it's best to click over here in the layers palette to get a hold of the thing that you really want. Okay, so the baby, what I want to do here is duplicate it. So you get it live, right click on it, and duplicate that overlay. And then I'm going to send it to the back using this arrow, send backward. Now for this, I'm using this to make a shadow so that it makes the photo look like it's standing above. And this is something that I have just had to play with to figure it out. On this one, I changed the blend mode to difference, and I faded that almost completely gone. I faded that 95%. I just want a little shadow. You might want to fade it a little bit less, maybe 90, 89, 90, 91, somewhere around in there. I just want to fade that out. And then I have found the best way to relocate it is using the arrow keys on your keyboard. If you want to move it up and to the left a little bit, just hit the up and the left arrow key a few times and move it to where you want. I have found that if I clicked here, I'm going to grab the wrong photo. So the arrow keys seem to work the best for that. Okay, we can close that. Now my paper clip, and I want to resize it. I want to move it. Oh, and I want it to be on top, so I'm going to bring it forward, 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 and get it to the top. And then I'm going to grab this anchor here and rotate it. Move it around a little bit. Resize it a little. And I'm going to zoom in, and I zoom in using my scroll wheel, but you can use the plus and minus arrows here to zoom, and this is your navigator so you can move around the photo. Then I'm going to go to the eraser, and I want a hard eraser this time because it's a hard object, and I'm going to bring the size down if I can get a hold of it. Now on a paper clip, I'm going to make this center piece be on top of the photo and the large piece be behind. So I want to erase what is behind the photo. And I'm going to have to get a smaller eraser. And if you're having trouble making a straight line, which I am, navigate up here a little bit, you can click once and then hold down the shift key and click at the other end, and it will erase a straight line for you. And then erase that, and then I want to come over here, and I'm going to need a much smaller eraser. Click once there, hold down the shift. Whoops, that's too far. Let me go hit the back arrow. So the photo edge is here. I was clicking on a stripe. Alright, click once, hold down the shift key, click once, hold down the shift key, click, click. I'm just holding down shift and clicking multiple times. I'm just trying to get this away from the other piece. Navigate up a little bit. Click, hold down shift, click, 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 click. Okay. And then I can make a little bit bigger eraser so I don't spend all day shift clicking. I'm also trying to go fast for the sake of the video. Okay, so hopefully that makes the paperclip look like it's behind the photo. Alright, and I should have kept that live. So now I want to make a shadow for that paperclip. So I'm going to right click and duplicate the paperclip. And this time I changed the blend mode to multiply, and I faded it to 64%, 65, 64. This may not be perfect. It's definitely not, doesn't work the same as Photoshop, but you do what you have to do when you have when you're using a program. You just do what you have to do. So I'm going to, I want that shadow to be to the right of the paper clip, so that it, because the shadow I made for the photo was to the right. Now this is overlapping just a little bit, so I'm going to erase and get that off of the white part of the photo. Let's see where else it is. It's here. It's here. And one more. And here. You don't want the shadow to be on top. I want it to be under. Okay. So there is the paper clip. And now let's see our butterfly. And for the butterfly, I faded that to 53%. Wow, I hit it right on. And I moved it up here to this open area. Grab it here, give it a rotation. Whoops. And I accidentally moved the background. Let me hit undo. Get back on the butterfly. Rotate that a little. Maybe move it up a little. The design is totally up to you. Okay, and I think that's all of my elements put in place. Yep. Now I'm going to go to the text tool, and I used the overlock font. Click on add text. And I'm going to move that down using the arrow keys, which is very slow. I think maybe part of the problem is my mouse. If I try to select it, there we go. Sometimes I'll accidentally get the thing behind it. Some of that I think is me. Okay, so I double clicked inside the text box, and for my color I am going to choose a brown from this paper clip so that it kind of blends with the photo. And then I'm going to type out, oops, her name is Laura, L-A-U-R-A, Laura Madeline Pope. Hit enter, and I was putting her date of birth and date of death. And then I'm going to center that and close that. That's pretty good, but maybe it could really move down a little bit. Okay, I think that's everything. If you have any questions, let me know, and I hope this video was helpful for you. And once again, like I said, come and join us on our Facebook group, Teach Me to Color, and we will try to help you learn how to use your program. We try to answer any question you have, and if we don't know the answer, we'll find someone who does and get back with you on it. Thank you.